Hi. So, I do these reading things on YouTube for school, and for 6 to 8, this one's sometimes just a little bit more simple. You guys get the drill, right? For this one, it's just about reading. So, for me, I don't really like reading like long novels and fiction. I usually like reading nonfiction, and I also usually like reading like articles or things that I hear about. So, yesterday, a seventh grader, who shall remain nameless, just happened to mention to me that she was asking about like Lexia and Dreambox, and she just happened to mention to me about a goal of first a short term and then a long term goal of graduating from Harvard. And I thought, that's awesome. I was really inspired by that. So I went and I decided for myself, I wonder what some like college Harvard application essays look like. So I went in and I Googled Harvard application essays and I found this one and several others. So this was one written by somebody from 2019, and this essay was written by a high schooler, and then they went to Harvard and graduated, or are, I guess, a freshman there now. So hopefully they graduate. So getting there is only half the battle. College is very hard, and it's like anything. If you stay persistent, you'll get it. So I'm just going to read to you. When I broke the news to my volunteer team, we were in a church basement, cleaning up after the events of the summer. I tried to downplay it. I nudged Mrs. Diana, the neighborhood leader, in the shoulder, and I said, "Guess what I'll be doing next Wednesday? Having lunch with the president." Her face blazed with a kilowatt smile. Before I could slow her down, she shouted, "Christopher's meeting President Obama next week." Alja dropped his broom. Miss Sheila left the cups scattered on the floor, and all the others came running over and fusilladed me with questions. Yes, the campaign had chosen me from all the other summer organizers. Yes, I would bring photos for everyone. And yes, we had the strongest team by numbers, total calls, knocks, voters registered, and events in the country. I felt guilty that only I could go, and I told them so. I wish I could bring you all with me. You made nearly all the calls, you brought your friends and family along, and made this what it is. I've just been here to facilitate. The others good naturedly shouted me down. Then Miss Melva spoke up. Her words were pressed out against the heaving of her respirator. "Christopher, don't feel bad. You'll bring us wherever you go in your pocket. Just pull us out when you meet Barack." For a long time, I was perplexed by her advice. Then I thought back to the exercise that we employed before any volunteer activity. We sat in a circle and gave our reasons for being in the room, willing to work with the campaign. That way, when it came to make our hard ask on the phones, we would be supported by personal conviction and shared purpose. The hard ask is the Obama campaign's tactic for garnering support or commitment to volunteer, moving from values to idealism into specific action. In my work on the campaign, I'm reminded of my cross country coach, Rob. For every single race, from petty league meets to national championships, Rob taps the spot on his thigh where a pocket would be. We look at his teammates who are lining up with us at that same and tap that same spot. Coach Rob is reminding us, and we are reminding each other, that we carry the guy, there's a different word here, but I don't want to use it, in our pockets with us throughout the race. That one in your pocket is a metaphor for the sum of our efforts to succeed as runners. Exists as a sort of that person exists as a that one exists as a sort of platonic ideal form of the high school cross country runner melded from accrued mileage and mental conditioning. My goal in a race is to take this ideal form and transform it into a reality that lives on that course. I want an education that fills my pockets, and perhaps more importantly, an education that prompts hard asks, that demands us to use that one and from our pocket and use that compound experiences for a group for a single purpose. I love that. The idea that each of us here at Monroe are in one another's pockets. We carry ourselves with each other. And when we have success, we all have success. And so I'm thinking of you, that seventh grader who emailed me last night and mentioned that she had a goal of going to Harvard. And I can't wait for you to get it. And I want you to know that we are all together in this and rooting for you. And when you go, you're going to have us all in your pocket.